Amateur hour. That's the focus of tonight's angle. Now, in a small community, North Dighton, Massachusetts, the feds showed up in full gear. They even brought an armored vehicle, all to take into custody a lone, scrawny, 21-year-old Air Force National Guardsman.
Today, the Justice Department arrested Jack Teixeira in connection with an investigation into alleged unauthorized removal, retention, and transmission of classified national defense information. Teixeira is an employee of the United States Air Force National Guard. We will share more information at the appropriate time.
Actually, the appropriate time is now. So the Angle will share more information and provide some much-needed context. First, let's understand what the Biden administration is trying to do here. It's somehow trying to turn one of the worst intelligence breaches of the past 2 decades into a political win for themselves. Now, let's debunk this and explain it. Well, today they hope to win competency points by the fact that they moved so quickly to arrest the leaker. But big deal. The documents had been online for months on a platform called Discord. And plus, it looks like the New York Times somehow managed to make contact with the alleged leaker before our own government.
The first tranche were photographed among hunting equipment. These ones were photographed in a different location on a granite countertop. Using the gaming profiles, we were able to find connections with other more popular social media websites, which of course had family photographs online, including that countertop, that granite countertop.
Well, even the Democrat ranking member of the House Intel Committee, it wasn't buying it.
The New York Times beat the FBI. A 21-year-old kid, Air National Guardsman, who was trying to impress his friends. Clearly, there's an awful lot of work, a lot of congressional oversight work we need to do to fix these systems that are constantly allowing, or at least regularly allowing, our secrets to get out into the wild. How was he able to print them out? How was he able to remove them from a secure facility?
The facts here are so bad for the Biden intel community that even CNN's Jake Tapper can't hide his disgust.
This classified information was reportedly on Discord for months. How many tens of billions of dollars the U.S. intelligence community gets each year from the American taxpayer, but it really seems like there was a lot of people dropped the ball here. It's not a proud period for the intelligence community.
Sure.
Let's say that.
Well, that's right, and it's an understatement. Just think of the debacles of the past few months. Like that Chinese balloon that floated over sensitive sites, which this administration assured us all was no big deal.
The president doesn't regret the way that we handled the first balloon.
It's not a major breach.
And it was just 10 days ago that we learned that what the Angle had suspected all along, that the intelligence that China collected was mostly from electronic signals, which can be picked up from weapon systems or include communications from base personnel. Oh, that's all. No big deal. Now, don't forget the administration wanted everyone to think they were wise. They were so pragmatic and prudent to blow the balloon up over the Atlantic.
We wanted to wait until it was over water so that we could mitigate any potential civilian harm or property damage.
Well, my goodness, how the Chinese must be pinching themselves right now. And now this?
Damage the United States are finding that it's not that hard to get this information, leak it, and put our national security officials in a really difficult position. This is embarrassing. It's bad.
The Biden people know they're in trouble here, so look for them to focus maybe on the biography of the leaker. He likes guns. He's anti-big government.
He was a young, charismatic man who loved nature, God, who loved shooting guns and racing cars.
A young gun enthusiast, that's how he's described.
Worked on a military base and is a, quote, young, charismatic gun enthusiast.
He had a very dark view of the intelligence community, very suspicious of government overreach.
Well, this is perfect in a way for the Biden administration because just as with their January 6th narrative, their goal is to brand conservatism and Trump supporters as not just toxic, but as traitors. Now, once again, Just as with the faux insurrection, the White House and the FBI are just trying to score political points and distract us from reality. Obviously, to the extent that Mr. Teixeira broke the law, he should be punished completely. But this significant breach pulled the curtain back on the amateur hour that is Biden's foreign policy shop, and along with that, his national security apparatus. Now, remember what the leaked documents told us about Ukraine, far different from the rosy analysis that we got just a few months ago. And what did we learn about China's role? Again, not what we were told by the White House or the Pentagon.
We haven't seen any confirmation or indication that the Chinese have provided lethal weapons, lethal capabilities to the Russian Ministry of Defense throughout this conflict.
Did he know that was false when he was saying it? Well, the truth is, we're not hearing the truth. Maybe the 21-year-old's view of the intel community isn't far off. The American public has every right to know the truth about what they're getting for their $200 billion and counting commitment to Ukraine. If the prognosis for victory is grim, we should all know it. If China is back-channeling lethal aid to Ukraine, we should know that. This is information that Americans actually may vote on in 2024. Like that, despite billions in aid to Egypt over the years, they were planning to secretly arm Russia with rockets. Like the information that while Biden is placating China, they've tested and deployed a new longer-range hypersonic missile that's probably able to evade U.S. defenses. But perhaps even more important than all of this, this intelligence breach shows us how vulnerable we become. If a 21-year-old with no special training could do this much damage, go unnoticed for this long, Lord only knows what secrets of ours the Chinese have. As the Associated Press put it, the suspect's arrest is bound to raise questions about how the highest-profile intel leak in years, one that continues to unfold with almost daily revelations of highly classified documents, could have been caused by such a young, low-ranking service member. Now, also worth noting is that in some circles, Mr. Teixeira would be lauded as a whistleblower. Well, he revealed vital info that was hidden from the public, which could have huge political implications. And we certainly know that Democrats in the press, they love to celebrate certain types of whistleblowers.
What I would like to see more of these people do is what Vindman had the courage to do, the guts to do.
Lieutenant Colonel Vindman showing courage, the courage to stand up to the most powerful person in the world.
Anonymous did the right thing by at least telling us that people are keeping a keen eye on the aberrant behavior of the president.
I think Anonymous is a hero.
Of course, liberals have a double standard here. That's hardly news at this point. But let's not get distracted. Our focus should be, what do these leaks mean for our long-term survival as a nation? Are we really even a superpower if some of our most sensitive military secrets can be posted on a public server for weeks, months, without officials even knowing? And are we really even a superpower if our own Secretary of Defense sounds this out to lunch when the breach happened?
I don't know if there are other documents that have been online before. They were somewhere in the web, and where exactly and who had access at that point, we don't know.
They were in the web. Well, no one should be surprised if the Biden team tries to gloss over this entire sad saga by arguing that this is just one bad guy who was maybe radicalized in an all-male right-wing chat room. But given how the Biden administration has weaponized the intel agencies, misrepresented key national security questions, and left us vulnerable to spies and to hackers, why should Americans have faith in anything they do or say going forward? And that's The Angle.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.